Welcome back. This go around we're going to take a look at a very shitty fighting game for the Neo Geo, better known as Ragnagard or overseas as Shin-Oh-Ken. It is developed by SystemWorks and Saurus. Came out in 1996 and is rated at 338 meg. There is no real plot. It's really a bunch of gods, Japanese gods, fighting it out amongst themselves. So, yeah, that's really, there is all to it. As you can see, the graphics are in the fashion of a Killer Instinct, as far as the pre-rendered sprites, computer-based models. But whereas Killer Instinct had more of a really dark, realistic look, this has more of a colorful anime manga look, where the girls have like really huge eyes and are all dressed like hookers. But it's an absolute awful game, and I do not recommend it at all. I just figured I'd show it and just give my overall impressions of it, because there's not much really on this game. So, and I figured it's got to get out there to avoid this fucking plague. Alright, so let's just take a look at it. Alright, the motions are, control button-wise are very set up like King of Fighters. The only difference really, this game has all the death moves, special moves, all that other shit. The only thing is that this game differentiates between most is that it focuses a lot on aerial combat. So, yeah, that's really about it. But let's see this garbage. Alright, I'll pick this Mongo-looking motherfucker. But I don't know if the camera can pick up the graphics as far as how blurry everything looks. Everything is very pixelated. Making it looks like a combination of Sega CD graphics and Atari Jaguar. Very, very pixelated, like you can barely see their faces, expressions. It looks like a real mishmash put together. Just shame, because games like Polestar and Blazing Stars, which had like a render type of graphics, looked amazing. Whereas this one just looks like just poorly put together, and it's just junk. It's just a really bad game, and the reason why is that the most important part of the fighting game is balance. It has none. It's just a broken game. And because there was little or no effort, I mean, the moves for the most part come out. I mean, about, I'd say 90% of the time it can come out, the moves, special moves. But in all reality, the game is just poor. Like, it's not even challenging to the point of, like, Art of Fighting 2 is a very difficult game. I don't think anybody's going to deny that. But, it was still kind of fun. This game is just brutal, but not even fun to play. Everything you have to use cheat motions, it's not even based. And look how the computer just completely blocks about, like 95% of the time. It's just the balance is not there, the controls aren't there. And to me, there's no excuse for it, because it isn't like this, there's like a huge roster here, similar to like King of Fighters 98, where, you know, there was too many to focus on. Even in that game with the amount of characters in there, you know, there was balance. Here, there's none. And the backgrounds and all, like very similar things, to me are very poor. And they don't really represent really what the Neo Geo can do. Like, see, this guy's got long-range weapon right here. He's going to dominate me completely. It's absolute garbage. But the graphics and the backgrounds look like they went down to the local elementary school and asked the kids to help the fuck out on them. It's stupid. It's just really, really poor way of capitalizing on Killer Instinct's success. And even today, Killer Instinct is still a pretty playable game. Whereas this game is barely playable. And it's ridiculous that it's, you know, it's not even And Source is a good company. They're the ones who did, you know, Shock Troopers, and which is a really good game. And even Shock Troopers 2. I mean, it's just really good games that they were doing, and they produced this bullshit. Doesn't make any sense. And I'm getting lucky here winning. Seriously, like, if you see, there's no skill involved. And this guy has long-range weapons that I can barely get in touch with him. And it's not the way you're supposed to play a fighting game. This game also came out to the Saturn, too. And I've never found anything that anybody actually liked this game for the Saturn. They just thought it was just absolute garbage and dog shit. But if you have a morbid curiosity towards fighting games and you want to check this game out, fine. I don't see a problem giving it a try on MAME. But purchasing it for the MVS or AS, unless you're getting, well, MVS really, unless you're getting a really good deal, which I actually did on this game because it is kind of hard to find, avoid it. I mean, if you can get it for the Neo Geo CD for a good price, fine. But AS goes for like, I don't know, it's about $500. And the game is not even worth that. It's not even worth $100. That's how shitty the game really is. Look how I won. That's not a fighting game. That's just bullshit right there. So, yeah, my thing is that if you can, avoid this game like the plague. It might have come out to some of the virtual consoles. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. But, like I said, the only thing I truly like about this game, I have to admit, is the soundtrack. The soundtrack in here, I think, is pretty amazing. It seems that more went into that than there actually went into the whole play mechanics of the game, which is ridiculous. So, like, I would wind up purchasing the soundtrack because it's a really good musical score. But other than that, it's junk. It's absolute garbage, and you do want to stay away from it. And I always try to look at the positives on a lot of different games, regardless whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. But there's nothing positive I can actually say about this game. Look at this. She's completely blocking everything. And this is how you have to win. This requires no skill. And being a fighting fan for 20 plus years, this is ridiculous. That, you know, I have to actually spam and chip damage her. This is not how you play a fighting game. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's out for the virtual whatever. And if you want to check it out on MAME, go right ahead. If it piques your curiosity. But avoid it. Unfortunately, like I said, it's probably one of the worst fighting games for the Neo Geo, and rightfully so. And it's a shame to put a black eye on the Neo Geo since they're known as the 2D, you know, fighting game kings on that system, and the king of the sprites. And to have this on there really does put a black eye on it. It's like the redheaded stepchild of the Neo Geo. But yeah, so like I said, go ahead, check the game out if you want to try it out on MAME or the Neo CD. If you can find it really cheap, go for it. Or you just want to have it for your MVS collection, if you find it. Make sure you pay a reasonable price for it, because I highly doubt that you're going to actually put that much time into this game and all, because after a while you play it a couple times and it'll get really frustrating. It's actually frustrating playing it now. That's how bad it is. And there's not much more I can really say on it, though. But, yeah, so I'll just leave a little bit more gameplay. You know, I'll let you suffer a little bit more. There you go, I got it perfect. Ridiculous. But yeah, like I said, game's very frustrating. It can be frustrating to the point that it make you commit a violent act. That's how bad it is. So, alright, I'm going to leave a bit more gameplay of this atrocity. And that's it. Alright, you had enough torture. Thank you for watching. Take care till next game.